She said, oh, my clothes feel great. They feel loose and they feel better. And I said, well, I'm going to ask Kathy about this. So should we always be looking at the scale, or should we really just look and see how we feel and look in our clothing?
Yeah, don't rely on the scale for the total picture. It's one small number. And remember, muscle weighs more than fat. So when you put on a little more muscle, the scale might go up just a little bit, but your body is going to start shrinking. So the great news is your waist gets smaller, your hips get smaller, your legs get smaller, and that's what you want. You want to notice how the clothes fit, how you look in the mirror, and how strong you feel. As soon as you start to feel that strength, you're going to feel energy when you get out of bed, like when you go on your walks. You're going to feel springier. There'll be a spring in your step. So really think more about how you feel than the weight on the scale.
And all of this we've been talking about seems like it's geared to women, but it actually works for men as well, right? I mean, they don't necessarily have to be pumping the 35 or 45 pounders to make a difference in their bodies either, right?
No, you can. Men don't have to, but I'm going to go on record here. I don't want women to be afraid of weights. I mean, you see the videos playing right here, so you see that I don't have, big muscles. But the weights that I'm using in that DVD, I'm using 8 pounds. I'm using my own body weight there, which I'm doing a push-up, and I weigh 135 pounds. And so you're using your own body weight. I use 15-pound weights to do my bicep curls, and I'm only mentioning that because weights are not something to be afraid of.
Okay, well, that's the question that we're asking as we take this break. Are you afraid of weights? If so, stay with us and find out why you don't have to be. We're going to stay ageless right here on It's Your Call. Stay with us. Thanks so much for joining us once again. I'm Lynn Doyle. This is It's Your Call, and as part of NBCU's Healthy Week, we are talking with Kathy Smith and getting some suggestions on what we can do to remain ageless, which obviously she has mastered this, because no one would know how old you were if I wasn't announcing it to the entire world. But we want to talk very quickly about not being afraid of exercise, because even if people had not had an exercise program as part of their daily routine and they want to get started, many people are intimidated by that. So what do you say to people who have never exercised before to get them out there and try it?
Well, a couple things. One is, think about finding a group. I really feel that that group motivation, it could be a girlfriend, couple girlfriends that are going out walking, it could be a class in the neighborhood, but typically doing it on your own, if you haven't been doing it ever, you just can't find the spirit, the time, the energy to do it. Right. So find a group, find a friend, start out with something easy. You want to be successful in the beginning. So I don't care if somebody says, I got the best class in town, it's a new TRX training. Go to an easy class that you're going to be successful, and then build on that.
And what if you are like me, for example, and I've been exercising my whole life, and I find myself, sometimes I get bored, sometimes I'm like, all right, I must have worked out so often that nothing else works. Like, it's just, I feel very strong and very healthy, but I don't really feel like anything super challenges me anymore. What do you say to those people?
Lynn, wow, that's great. No, I know, I like that. That's, you know what, there's always something new coming out. And I would say everything from, there are a couple good fitness sites out there, but there are things like, again, like TRX training. There are karate classes. There's different boxing classes. There's different dance classes. One thing I want to suggest is challenge yourself to do something that's rhythmic, because as we age, remember, we lose some balance. You start to lose balance and a little bit of that coordination. So something where you just even have to go 1, 2, 3, tap and change direction. And if it's the guys, I see guys in these classes too. Or I mean, even if it's a little belly dancing, or I mean, I was actually at a group of 60 plus, and they had all made scarves, and they started belly dancing. But something where you have to learn rhythm is.
They're laughing. This will be my next thing now. I'm going to try belly dancing.
actually, no. Listen, I'm going to send you my belly dancing DVD, because I think it'd be a great segment, and you would be so good at it.
Oh.
And once you
you obviously don't know me.
But once you see that. outfits. I mean, and the look. And actually, it really is. The biggest change that I've seen in my abs is when I started boxing.
I love boxing.
And then also belly dancing.
Okay, that's on my bucket list to belly dance with Kathy Smith.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us. I really appreciate it. I wish we weren't out of time, but you've given us so many great pieces of advice, and I encourage everybody to take Kathy's advice and to get her DVDs, particularly this last one, Staying Strong. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Thank you. It was great being here. You're terrific.
Thank you so much. Watch for me on the belly dancing channel the next time.